What's up, y'all, and welcome to
JCMN
Network. Today, we're going to be doing a tier list. Never thought I would be doing a video like this, but you know what? I'm trying out some things on this OBS, not a sponsor, but I'm trying to stream more on my JCMN RK YouTube channel. Subscribe to that if you have not. We're going to be doing a nice tier list of the best Marvel movies and shows. And it goes all the way up to the most recent. So without further ado, let's just okay, I was gonna try to do this in order, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to start in order from like Hulk all the way to What If. Also, there are some that I have not seen, Agent Carter and Shang-Chi. So let's start out with Iron Man. And with these covers, I'm a little confused. This is the first Iron Man. Okay, this is the first Iron Man. All right. So first Iron Man, we get introduced to Tony, kind of introduced to the 10 Rings, the so-called people that call themselves that. I like Iron Man. And I think the main reason why I would put it at A, because it kicked the whole MCU off. To be honest with you, this is based on a rewatch, not a first time viewing. So Iron Man definitely seems better to me after rewatching, after all of these movies kind of transpired. Since it makes it a little bit easier to consume and you see the character development. But other than that, by itself, if Iron Man just came out by itself, I would say it's A. Iron Man, A. See, I said this as if I knew which movies came out. Okay, so the next movie, I didn't know Incredible Hulk came out the same year. So the Incredible Hulk, the original Hulk movie, honestly wasn't a fan. It just didn't hit it. Definitely Mark Ruffalo made the character a little bit better, but honestly, I think it's really just more of him in that world. I don't really think it was really Mark that made Hulk. You know, I feel like I cared about Hulk more because he's part of this whole unit. But the original Hulk and the guy that played it, I just didn't really even believe him as Bruce Banner. I believe Mark as Bruce Banner. Like he's smart. It seemed like he's trying to keep his temper down, and I feel that from Mark Ruffalo. But this original Hulk movie, nah. Next one is Iron Man 2. So that's Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2. That one was with the guy with the electricity things. Iron Man 2 is not a bad movie by far. I mean, granted, I would tell you most of these movies that were MCU canon definitely are top tier movies. I enjoy them. And I think that's all that matters, right? That's what we're here for. About my opinion about these movies. Iron Man 2 definitely was a B. I'm about to say this also about Iron Man 3. And I kind of feel like I should probably just put them here as well. Iron Man 2 and 3. They both feel like, to me, honestly, how to do this, actually. That's how I feel about them. Iron Man 2 did his job, and it definitely caught its stride. It definitely was like, all right, I know what I am at this point. Iron Man 3 felt like some weird filler. And as far as my understanding goes, or not even my understanding, what I've heard about it, it's almost like it was the movie was really a fabricated idea of events. There was like Tony just telling this story, but it might not be true. And I don't know if that just kind of adds to the unsubtlety of the movie, but I didn't really care for Iron Man 3 as much. I honestly could have skipped it, and I think I did without needing to see it. But Iron Man 2 did kind of put Tony's character set up to evolve. I would say that. So Iron Man 2 at B, Iron Man 3 at C. For Iron Man 3, we have ourselves Thor. Came out in 2011. To me, that doesn't feel like a long time ago, but it actually was 10 years ago. That is wild to me. The first Thor movie was not it for me. I'm gonna put that at C. It established the characters, which was fine, but I think it was just Thor. He just wasn't doing it for me. Whatever that means. It just felt like, not like how I feel about him later on in the series. And you know what? We might as well just get this out of the way, because is this the Dark Order? Yeah, it's got to be the Dark Order, because yeah, let's just put both of them. Both of these movies. I mean, I would even say that I probably would put Thor at B. But just to stay a little consistent on my feelings about these movies, they just don't feel like they did it yet. Or they feel like they couldn't really, it wasn't capturing who Thor is. But let's just get this out the way, I guess. I was trying to go in order, but you know what? This is my video, so deal with it. Ragnarok, definitely goofy. Definitely a goofy movie. This is when Marvel was like, this is all about the jokes and comedy, and they're smelling themselves at this point. You started caring, you started thinking of Thor a little bit differently as the last few movies. I really feel like Dark Order, you know what, to be honest with you, yeah. Dark Order needs to go down. I'm just saying the Dark Order. It's the Dark World. So far, we got Iron Man at A, Iron Man 2 and Ragnarok at B, C, Iron Man 3 and Thor, and D, Dark World, and E, Hulk. So far, our list, and I feel a little bit better about that. So Captain America, the First Avenger. This Cap movie went the whole route of like a war movie. Established Cap. A lot of people really didn't like Cap and still don't like Cap. I find that interesting, but you know what? It's not my place. So I'm sure that my picks are a little off the chain. And I think if that's what it does, it should be at A. So yeah, I guess, because like I said, like I just to stay a little consistent here, Iron Man and Captain America, they established the characters and they did a pretty good job, and it made the next one feel a little bit decent. It felt like it was losing its stride, but you know, it did its job. It looked like, since I'm doing the whole taking everybody out the series thing. So the Winter Soldier, this is when we get introduced to Bucky. It definitely in this B tier, just because of the simple fact that the story again was good, kept the story going, but yet, you know, just wasn't like some enjoyable movie that I would watch again. And I almost didn't even feel like I even needed to see it, but you kind of had to, because you didn't know where Bucky came from. You didn't know who this Winter Soldier was or whatever. It was interesting to see somebody that was, I guess, trapped in a place for 70 years and now has to avenge his friend. So I would definitely put Winter Soldier in the B tier. And I guess this one's still a Cap movie. Civil War. I weirdly enjoyed Civil War. If you haven't noticed by now, I like when characters develop. Even though I feel like Civil War really was just like, hey, look, we can have our heroes fight each other and it will break the box office. It was just kind of a haha, look at us from Disney. I mean, it definitely, to me, seemed like a pretty good movie. So I'm gonna put Civil War in the A tier. I enjoyed it. It did its job, and it set up for the next Avenger movie, which was like, so after Civil War, the Avenger movie, yeah, Infinity War. So I think it did its job. All right, so let me get these Avenger movies out the way. And so this one was the first Avengers. I like this movie, and it did the team up thing way better than DC and their Justice League. But like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4 Marvel movies and the Incredible Hulk movie, I guess, would be considered 5. We had 5 movies to establish these characters first before we establish the movie, before we establish the team up. Yes, it was very typical alien invasion style thing. But other than that, it did its job. And as far as a standard of a team up movie, I'm gonna put this in S tier. Honestly, if you would have like asked me what I think as the best movie in the MCU lineup, I would not have thought Avengers as my first one. With all that being said, I just feel like it's a good standard of what you should do if you want to, set up your characters. Iron Man came out in 2008 and the Avengers movie came out in 2012. 4 years. Take your time. DC, Age of Ultron. I think it could have been better. I like the premise of the movie. I just didn't enjoy the movie. The only reason why I like it was the simple fact that, now looking back at it, I'm sorry. Now looking back at it, Wanda was in it, Vision was in it. Like, we got to see these characters that we're going to be caring about later, but the movie itself, not really that good. Like, they killed off Petro in a very weird way. It kind of got me semi-excited for an X-Men thing, but I didn't know that they didn't have any rights to that, to that property. Just for all that, it's a D. It's a D. And I feel like I can't even really explain any more of why it just doesn't do well. But so far, I'm looking at this and I'm feeling okay about this. I really feel like, as far as if I enjoy the movie, I would probably put Ragnarok above like Captain America because I enjoy Ragnarok more than that. But I'm trying to think about this as more of a movie standpoint and its value. That's kind of where I'm trying to come from, more of value. After Age of Ultron, the next Avenger movie is Infinity War and Endgame. So y'all might not like me for this, but hear me out. When Infinity War dropped, I was so excited. I didn't want any spoilers. Nothing at all. I felt the same way about Endgame. I have never been so hyped about a movie I don't think in my life. The anticipation for both of those movies was so high, and they delivered. Yes, watching Infinity War, and then probably like a year later, I think, and it still delivered. I was so satisfied. I honestly, if we had to at least put this in like the better ones in the S tier, like even ranked in the same S tier, Endgame was my favorite. The freaking moment of Cap getting Thor's hammer, awesome. Gives me goosebumps every time I watch it. That movie is S tier. Okay, so all the Avengers are out the way. Okay, so I can do Guardians of the Galaxy because they got 2 movies. The first Guardians, I definitely like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. That was actually my most favorited series that's going on, and I can't wait to see Volume 3 and see how that goes. So I enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy, but if I had to rank them, I would say the first Guardians, because hold on. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was about, what was it about? Were they just trying to deliver the stone? Because I think Volume 2 was about Quill's dad, Ego. So yeah, Volume 2, B, and then first one is A. I like the way they established the characters, and it made me care about this movie. So that's why I went to go see Volume 2. I enjoyed the movie. I probably enjoyed both of their movies the same, but as far as value and rewatchability and all that other stuff, it's a little bit under that. I mean, it could be both of them be at A, so I could see that, but I don't know. It was something about Ego, and I think what would make me like Volume 2 more is when maybe seeing Volume 3 and maybe whatever callbacks from 2 could, reestablish or enhance Volume 2 to kind of be a solid A. But other than that, it just, there was something about that movie that made me feel a little bit like, oh yeah, I enjoy it, but I enjoyed the first one more. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. So the next series one is gonna be Spider-Man. So the first Spider-Man Homecoming, the anticipation of that was pretty high. It was exciting to know that Spider-Man was gonna be part of this MCU story, which I guess I should just say MCU because that's the whole universe. But Homecoming was nice and charming and enjoyable to watch. I'm just gonna put that at B and just say good job, Marvel. Spider-Man really gets more enhanced by when you mix him in with everybody else and start developing his character in that way. Next was Far From Home. Okay, yeah, because this is Homecoming. So yeah, Far From Home was fun. It was nice to see, you know, Spider-Man in this element. I'm not gonna say that he's still A. I still think it was a B movie. I really feel like I'm gonna like Spider-Man more later. If they go down the route of having him being like the leader of the Young Avengers, I think that's when I'm really going to like him more. And when he has to grow up, because I feel like he's not really catered to me. So it's hard to necessarily relate. It makes me kind of feel like I'm a little out of touch with the movies, but they were still good movies. So you see what the tier they're in. They're all pretty good movies to watch, and I definitely will watch them again if Disney ever puts them on Disney Plus, or you know, Sony and Disney finally get their stuff together and stop splitting stuff and making not reasonable, whatever. Yeah, both of them B tier. Ant-Man, I already know this one. Ant-Man is A and Ant-Man and the Wasp is B. Ant-Man and the Wasp was cool because it definitely expanded the universe, and I like that, and that's why I feel like I can't really solidly put them as C, because this movie does enough to make movies like, or make shows like Loki and Doctor Strange and even Wanda at this point become more of like this big thing to pay attention to, because they have established, or I mean, yeah, like even as far as Infinity War and Endgame, they established some element that can change the course of things. And I think that's the reason why it's a B tier movie, and it still does its job. It established, it kind of helps Ant-Man grow a little bit. It established Wasp, I forgot her name, but it established her, and you know, we get to see more adventures from them, and you know, I care about the characters, so I think it did its job. So there you go, it's B. Between all of that, I think next one would be Doctor Strange. Now, when I first watched Doctor Strange, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't that into it, but the second viewing, and then like, you know, just kind of watching the movie instead of trying to listen to everything that's going on, I enjoyed it visually. The story was just kind of enough to establish Doctor Strange, but I feel like he's gonna get more established later, like in this multiverse of madness coming out, and maybe in some next things where I feel like I'm gonna like those movies more. So I'm gonna put him at B, but it is a good movie. I mean, it's an A movie. I'm just thinking, like, as far as character development and value, I feel like his next movies are going to be more valuable than this one is. It's just like an origin story, which is cool, but you know, it doesn't really do too much to the MCU. I say that not including like the, you know, the magic of it all and all that stuff being established. It's okay as a viewer. After that, we have Black Panther. I don't know, now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, it did everything right. And I don't know, it's because at this point, Black Panther came out in 2018. Marvel's established. They took a character that I only have seen, and he shows up in some shows that I used to watch back in the day, but never really was expanded to the point that I would want to see this character go, you know, develop more and see where they're gonna go with him. And I think that that's such a big thing when it comes to movies and characters, where you actually care to see where they go, you know, and want to follow their story and make them feel like a top tier character. I would put that to the casting of Black Panther. Everybody fits. Nobody feels like, I guess, there was no settling when it came to the casting. I think everyone was casted? Is it cast? I guess cast is past tense already. Cast perfectly. Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. It would have been so much better to see him develop as Black Panther, but that was a sad loss. It's such a movie that definitely can't be replicated, especially now, but it's just it is a great movie though, and does it well with a character on that hasn't been on the big screen before. So good job to y'all. I've heard good things about Agent Carter, and it's sad that I can't really rank it because I never watched it. So I'm only putting it in E because I never watched it. So don't get mad at me about that. Black Widow. B movie. No, I'll put it at A. Well, I didn't really hear any bad things about Black Widow, but it did good. And it sucks because it's such a prequel, I guess, to Black Widow. I mean, it only set it up for the events before Infinity War, but it once again did its job. I enjoyed the movie. They established characters that I once again not familiar with, made me care about them, made me want to see them in other projects. I still think my theory was that Black Widow didn't die and that whole face swapping thing will play a part, but I don't know at this point. Kind of sucks that it didn't really fall when it was supposed to do, but I think it actually made it better that we get to see her before her demise, I guess. But I enjoyed the movie. It was more actiony than Marvel, which was refreshing to me because I am getting tired of the same old system of this is the character, joke here, joke there. It still did it, but it did a different approach and it was like a different vibe, but definitely an A tier movie. And then my last one, Captain Marvel. I think, once again, Captain Marvel is going to catch her stride a little later. I did not care for this movie. And I feel like the only job that it did was, explain why Nick Fury's eye is the way it is. And then kinda explained like the Marvel, well, I guess it didn't really, the Marvel lineage, like exactly what's her abilities and how she came about them yet. I don't know, it just didn't really do it for me. But I feel like when the I don't know what it's called, I think it's called Marvels, but when her and what's her name, Monica Rambeau, when she's gonna be tag teaming with Captain Marvel and like those characters are together, maybe that's when they go up. But Captain Marvel just didn't do it for me. And once again, Shang-Chi, I have not seen it as of this recording. I'm just gonna put it here because I have not seen the movie. Okay, all right, so now we're at the series. And then the first one that came out was The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The show felt a little bland, and it had a lot of dark undertones. It wasn't your typical cheery movie, cheery Marvel property in some parts, and it definitely caught its stride a little later. I think the premise was very clunky because I heard they had to change a lot of things, but overall it did its job, and I think it's established some things that we will see pay off a little later. And with that being said, I'll put that at B. Good show. I definitely recommend you should watch it if you have not. Not a sponsor. And then Loki. Granted, I want a season 2 right now, but I don't. So oh wait, no. WandaVision came out before Loki. So sorry, my bad. WandaVision. I enjoyed it. I love the creativity. I love the different approach in establishing her pretty well. So I'm just gonna put her at A because I'm gonna put it at A. But it was the first series that we got to watch. I mean, not the first one. Oh wait. WandaVision came out before Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I didn't even think about that. My bad. It did a lot. It kept me at the edge of my seat because I didn't know where they was going with this. Didn't understand what was real and what was not. We established Monica Rambeau, and that's good because now we get to see another character and develop. But it was good. It was just simply a good show. Once again, if you have not watched it, go watch it. I enjoyed every second of it, and it's gonna be nice for you because you ain't gotta wait a week to watch these episodes. So let's go to Loki. I feel like I have to put this at like S because I enjoyed the show a little too much, but I like time travel based shows, and you adding my already love for the Marvel movies and the Marvel Cinematic Universe into a show, and I like shows, and also have it time oriented, you just kind of set yourself up for success. Loki, definitely a top tier show. And last but not least, and even though as of this recording, we have not seen the last episode of What If, but I enjoy this show. I like what they're doing with it. This, what if of all these movies, and they'll play with some ideas and some storyline stuff. And I like that stuff. And I've heard that this is kind of canon, I guess, because it's multiverse things. And this is before the series finale. So maybe, or the season finale, maybe I might stop liking this. So I'm just gonna put it right here. S tier, baby. I just enjoy it, especially because it's animated. You could do a lot more things animated, and it makes a lot of those simple storylines punch more, just on the simple fact that you can just kind of write it in. It played with a lot of ideas that, I somewhat wondered, but also I haven't even thought of, and I said, oh, that's kind of cool, and it played out. And I like the pacing because it's like you know the story. We don't need to sit here and talk about this, but it also don't feel like we're waiting. We're going too fast where I can't even enjoy the show. I'm also curious about if this has anything to do with what goes on in the other movies, because it can, and that will be very interesting. But I'm anticipating for it, and hopefully the last episode validates it being at S tier. So this is my list. Y'all let me know in the comments below, what do y'all think of my list? I kind of feel like it definitely could probably be tweaked a little bit. Not even that much though. Maybe something can be an A and something can be in B. I feel like I can kind of move B and A around, but S, no. And well, E can definitely be moved around just because of the simple fact I haven't seen those two. But D and C, yeah, you can't really convince me of that. My thoughts about things are kind of everywhere, so there was no real approach to this list. It was all kind of more of a instinct, I would say. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, and let me know what y'all lists are in the comment section below. If you, hold on. Let me get you on my face cam here. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment your tier list below, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.